What is up, friends, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go through my entire arm routine. I'm going to give you some tips, some advice on the exercises that I do, and just give you a general overview of the exercises, the reps, the amount of sets that I do within my arm workout, and the muscle groups that I pair together with it. Less arms, duh. So sit back, relax, get your asses ready to learn. Before I start this, I'm going to give a disclaimer. I don't actually include any of my warm-up sets or exercises in this video. I'm going to put 4 links in the description by 2 different people, Matt Ogas and the Buff Dudes. They each do an upper and lower body mobility routine to get you warmed up to your exercises or to your workout session. If you want to know how to do any warm-ups or mobility work, click one of them links in the description. I do a combination of them both for my warm-ups. But anyway, into the video. Let's make me a small box on the left hand side, or right hand side, wherever, and let's go. So, we're starting off with an overhead press. Now, I always start off with this movement first on my arm days because it's a compound movement. So, it requires a lot more energy and a lot more muscle groups to be working at the same time. In turn, I want to do this straight away so I can max out my strength on it. If I do my isolation exercises first and then go on to this, I'm going to be a lot weaker and I'm not really going to be performing to my best ability. Form is everything on this movement, so what you want to do is tense your core, tighten up your glutes, and you want to be pushing through the palms of your hands. As you're coming up, you want to put your head through your arms like I do there. If at any point in the movement you are finding yourself arching your back and doing sort of a standing incline press, lower the weight. You do not want to be sacrificing form for weight. You will get a lot more muscle stimulation from a lighter weight with correct form than heavier weight with an incorrect form. For this, I'm doing 4 sets of this exercise with 8 reps. 8 reps being the lower end of sort of the hypertrophy range, that being 8 to 12 reps. Next movement we do, front plate raises. So this is more of an isolation movement on the front delt. So both these exercises have worked the front delt. This we're going 4 sets of 12 reps, the higher end of that hypertrophy range. Again, the exact same sort of principles for doing an overhead press. Tighten up your abs, tense your glutes, and just really focus on controlling the weight. Again, focus on the negative part of this movement as well, and really focus on bringing your shoulders back and emphasizing your front delts while doing it. Same principle. If at any point you find yourself leaning back or having to bounce up the weight, lower the weight itself and just really focus on form. Here I'll give you a different sort of view. I'll turn more towards the camera and give you a different sort of view on the actual exercise itself. Now, that's our front delts done. In this whole entire workout routine, I do not include my rear delts whatsoever. I mainly focus on my front and sides, and then my biceps and triceps. The rear delts I always include on my back workouts. So we've done 2 front delt exercises. We then move on to a drop set, and we only do 3 sets of these. I think 3 or 4. I think I did a 4th set of this because I was just really in the mood to do it. So what we're doing is we're starting off with 6 kilos. We're starting off with 6 kilos, doing 10 reps, dropping down to 4 kilos, doing 10 reps, dropping down to 2.5 kilos. Now, we're sitting in between that 8 to 12 sort of hypertrophy rep range with the 10 reps. Good thing about this exercise is it's more sort of hip based because you're going for such a long period of time. The burn that it gives you, it is incredible. It's amazing. Again, with these, what you can see me doing is I'm actually hunched over just a little bit. The reason I do this is rather than doing side delt raises, rather than bringing my arms to my side and then bringing them up and then bringing them back down, as soon as I do that, as soon as my arm gets to my body, my arm stops. The range of motion completely stops. I always lean forward just a little bit so I can wrap my arms underneath my legs. Again, I don't put my back against the bench, I sit a bit forward, bring my arms underneath the bench, and then push straight up. This just increases the range of motion that you can do, in turn better hitting the muscle fibres. Again, so we do 4 sets of these, really controlled on the negatives on the way down. The funny thing with doing this exercise is by the 4th set, 6 kilos is the easiest weight to do. 4 kilos gets a little bit hard, but doing 10 reps of 2.5 kilos with the plates right here, it's the hardest weight that you'll do. It feels heavier than actually what it is, and as you can see, I'm stopping a few times to catch my breath. It's just an intense exercise. If you're not implementing drop sets into your workout routine, I would really focus on doing it, mainly for the sheer fact that you can go to failure and then some, so you can really burn out them muscle fibres. So that is all of our shoulder work done. We're now moving on to our biceps. Again, I do 2 exercises, but I do 5 sets for biceps. You'll find out why I don't do so much in terms of so many exercises in later videos. But again, we're going to 12 reps on this. We're really focusing on the eccentric part, on the negative part of the movement, sorry. So on the way down, we're really focusing on mind-muscle connection, getting those biceps engaged. So coming up, elbows by your side, coming up, squeezing your biceps. Again, what I'm not doing is coming all the way up and moving my elbows from my sides. I'm just getting a good squeeze. Here's a better angle. I'm getting a good squeeze and coming back down slowly. Now, what you'll see me do is, in this set, I think it's this set, you'll see me do maybe 1 or 2 cheat reps towards the end of the set. This is just basically me, I'm leaning forward a slight bit and I'm using a slight bit of momentum to get the weight up. I'm still involving the biceps, I'm still controlling it, I'm just using a bit of momentum to get it up. But I'm really focusing on the negative part on the way down, the negative. This is just so I can max out the actual exercise itself. Again, I'm doing 20 kilos here, so it's not really a massive amount, but it's just enough to really make me get those muscle fibres working and get a really good pump. I absolutely love doing the sort of anadab. I absolutely love doing the standing barbell curl. Again, that exercise itself works on more of the long head. So from this muscle group, again, you have your long head, short head, and your brachialis of your biceps. Again, I always focus on my workouts on at least hitting my brachialis and my both heads at least twice every 9 days. So once we've done that, we moved on to 5 sets of some hammer curls. Now again, this will work on the brachialis, so it's just this little muscle group here that is often neglected with most exercises if you're just doing curls. It's always good to implement either these with dumbbells or some form of ropes. Again, I'm bringing my elbows just behind my sides. The weight itself, I'm bringing my arms up to a 90 degree or slightly over. Anything more than that, and you're bringing your elbows forward and you're involving more shoulders than your actual biceps. So just bring it to 90 degrees and then controlling it on the way down. Fully extend your tricep at the bottom. So flex your tricep on the way down, as you see that I'm doing here, and then come straight back up. Now, once we've done those, that was 10 sets in total for biceps. So I think about 120 reps in total. We then moved on to 2 tricep exercises, and we're starting off with tricep push downs with a rope. Now with these ones, I really emphasize control more than any other exercise that I've shown you in this video so far. Again, instead of doing the normal conventional standing up straight and bringing the bars, standing up straight and bringing the ropes down to my side, I do sort of a bend over, so it's more of a skull crusher, but not so much. It's kind of combination of just an extension, well, a rope push down and a skull crusher. Again, I'm going with 27 kilos I think on this, and I'm really focused on going controlled and not bringing, as I'm coming up, as you'll see here, I'm not bringing my elbows up really high. I'm bringing my arms to about a 90 degree angle, and I'm really focused on pushing down. At the bottom part of the movement, I'm flicking my wrists out just a slight bit. I'm not over exaggerating it, just a slight bit of a flick to get those triceps really engaged. Again, shoulders are rotated back, and I'm just focusing on pushing down with my triceps. I'm really focusing on that mind-muscle connection. Now, with triceps, you have 3 heads, 3 muscle groups, hence tri. So a rope push down works 2 of them, and now we're going to work on the long head. So that exercise you saw me do a minute ago, the push downs, work more on these parts here. So your tricep head's just up here. This exercise, the overhead extension, works on more of your underhead sort of. So again, with these I'm doing about 23, 27 kilos. I'm really focusing on form. Here's a better angle. And I'm really focusing on... So I'm leaning over, I'm bringing my arms way above my head, but all I'm doing is, it doesn't really matter what grip you have, whether you want to go wide, narrow. All I'm doing is bringing my hands behind my head and pushing forward through my palms. That's going to allow me to really focus on using using my triceps more than pushing with my forearms. Again, with this we did 5 sets, 12 reps on each set. And as of that exercise, guys, we are going to bring the video to an end. If you did want to know, I jumped on and did half an hour to 45 minutes of cardio after this because I am dieting. So if you found this video informational or helpful towards your workout routine, maybe you're struggling with some exercises or struggling with a sort of arm split that you can do, give it a like. Hopefully this has helped. I have my entire leg training video coming out this Wednesday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do another 5 Fridays this Friday because I'm actually moving this whole entire weekend, so recording is just a bit of a struggle at the moment. But next week I will definitely have 3 videos coming out. I've got my push routine, my pull routine, and another 5 Fridays episode. So stay tuned, subscribe. There's a lot of videos coming out and a lot of information that's going to be helpful to you guys. So I will see you next time. Take it easy.